Hope you're doing well today. Hope you're nothing but good health, prosperity, a strong mindset, and a healthy vision for the future. So I've been thinking a lot about the concept of being free, to be able to do what you want, when you want to, whenever you want to. And that comes with having financial freedom. You have to have your money right to be able to live the kind of life that you want to live. So I've been learning a lot about money and finances. And I know you don't care yet, but give me a second. And I put together some of the points that people who are financially free have said about making money, right? And the first thing that a lot of them will say is that you have to become obsessed.
The main reason I got rich was because I had an unhealthy obsession with making money. An unhealthy obsession with making money.
The concentration of force is the only way to get rich. Because if you want to get rich, it needs to be your number one overwhelming desire.
Right? People who achieve a level of financial freedom, right? People who can actually make money and know money and understand money, they don't work 40 hours, especially in the beginning, bro. Thinking like a full-time shift is enough for you to really reach that kind of wealth is, I don't want to say it's impossible, right? Because you could do that realistically with like the right kind of product or service that's super high demand. But for most people like me and you, especially you, that's going to require you to put in some time. We have to put in time, bro. We're going to have to start working more hours. And I don't honestly think being rich is for everybody. I genuinely don't. I think if you're not someone who's willing to give up balance, it's going to be very hard for you to achieve. And I'm not saying that like from my own perspective. I'm saying that from what these guys are saying.
My quickest shorthand on the shift in work is that I started counting in hundreds. Hundreds of minutes, hundreds of hours, hundreds of days towards a specific goal. If you count in hundreds, it just automatically forces you to do a significantly larger amount of effort, just sheer volume.
People who are like known online for being the finance business guys, right? And they'll tell you like it's a grind. But the thing is, the good news is most people aren't willing to do that grind. I don't know anything about tennis, bro. Apparently Congo's popping off now because we had a Congolese tennis athlete win like a tennis match or something. What I'm trying to say is she got to dedicate her life to it, bro. And I'm only bringing that up because I'm Congolese too. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to represent. I'm representing, but I'm being fake because I don't really know her name. But that's besides the point. And it's the same thing with your finances, bro. If you want to reach this kind of level, you're going to have to put in this kind of work. And that's just the reality of the situation. And it's kind of like a game. Ali Abdaal has a good example of this. He basically says that in the game of capitalism and making money, you can play in different ways as the individual or as the business.
We need to talk about the two types of economic entity, i.e. the two sorts of characters you could potentially play in this game of capitalism, in this game of making money. Character number one, or economic entity number one, is the individual, which is what most of us are. And then economic entity or character number two is the business. And it is very much worth appreciating the differences.
And as the individual, it's a lot more difficult, right? Because you are your own entity. You don't get tax breaks because Uncle Sam will knock at your door every year and take money out your pocket. And on your paychecks, he'll take more money out your pocket. So there's nothing you can do about that. But as a business, you get tax breaks, right? So obviously, I'm not an accountant. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you the information that they told me. And I guess it's available online. Sales is everywhere, right? Whether you're trying to convince your gym bro to come work out with you, or you're trying to convince your boss to give you a raise, or you're trying to get your family to go to an outing with you, you have to be persuasive. You got to be able to get the point across to be able to convince them to do what you want. You're not going to make any money, no matter how good your product is, if no one wants the product. So getting closer to sales or being in sales is a good way for you to learn how to scale your offer and improve it. So those are kind of the concepts that I took away so far from what I learned. I just wanted to share it with my platform and the people that follow me, because who knows, it might help you in some aspect and give you some context. So whether it is getting rich or not, looking for freedom or not. When you become something, right? You become someone who's successful in your field. You become someone who's good at a certain craft. You become an artist. You become a singer. You become a dancer. You become a businessman. You become a whatever. Once your identity shifts, then you start making the right actions. That's what differentiates the rich from the poor and the greats from the below average. Let's say it's like a normal hobby. Like you just want to get better at, I don't know, like table tennis or something, right? The videos you watch should be table tennis related, you know? Listen to a table tennis podcast. That's definitely out there, bro. Everything exists in this world, bro. There's nothing new under the sun, right? Watch a table tennis podcast, play table tennis in your free time, listen to table tennis audiobooks and tips and tricks and techniques or whatever, right? You get the point, bro. Identify as your mission and you will learn how to become better at what you need to achieve to reach your goals, right? So go all in, you know what I'm saying? But those are a couple things that I learned from the rich about how to get rich, right? So let me know what you think in the comments. If you want to comment, watch this video, subscribe, and I'll catch you next week.